you can't control what is happening outside of your sphere. And honestly, there is no such thing as control anyhow. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because if there was such thing as control, everybody would be perfect. Everything would be going perfect.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing. The only thing that controls you is your head. That's the only thing. And what lives up in the head? Ego, fear, denial, and these little things I call gremlins. And gremlins are like the core issues, the deep inside issues of not worthy, not deserving, not good enough, I'm damaged, I'm unlovable, nothing I do is as good, I'm always making mistakes. Those are those core issues.
Welcome to the On Par podcast. I'm your host, Drew D. Alberto, from the beautiful Winners Award Group showroom here in Coconut Creek. And I've got another very special guest with us, Miss Lorena Anderson, life and energy coach.
Known as the energy shifter.
The energy shifter. If your shift hits the
fan,
she's your plan. So Lorena, it's a pleasure to be with you here today.
Well, I can't thank you enough. I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to this for about 3 or 4 months now.
I think it only took me 2 years and change and 110 episodes to get you on as a guest. But I want to jump right in. The reason that you're here today is because we were having a conversation at 6 Degrees about how there's so much noise and negativity, specifically on TV and online, where it can be really easy to give up or quit or get depressed or have anxiety. And I know that one of the things you work on with your clients is blocking out all that noise and focusing on what matters and being disciplined and what's important.
Absolutely.
So we're going to pick your brain today.
Oh, good. I love it.
And we're going to get some... I know we did when the world shut down and nobody could leave their house.
I think that was called COVID time.
I don't want to talk about... I don't say the C word. I don't like to curse on my podcast. But... we were doing Zoom breathing exercises for some of our networks, and I kind of organized it, and you taught everybody how to breathe, which people don't know that they don't know how to breathe because you take it for granted.
Well, you never really concentrate on how beneficial the breath is, and not only that, the what you can do with breath. It brings you into the present moment. When you can breathe all the way down. I call it the belly breath, all the way down into your belly, fill it up with your breath, then be able to release and exhale all of your breath to the very bottom of it, holding it for 3 seconds, and then slowly commanding the breath back into the belly again through your nose. Then all of a sudden, what happens is you're detoxifying the lungs, you are relaxing the cardiovascular system, you are relaxing the nervous system, you are quieting the mind, and when you get to quiet the mind, then you have the opportunity of using your head instead of it using you. And that's exactly what you're talking about. Because so often we are so wrapped up here. It's called spin thinking. And we spend so much time, and when we do that, we don't breathe. We suffocate ourselves, So it's so important to allow yourself to breathe in, and then as you exhale, this is another important piece, pierce your lips. Allow yourself to feel that little bit of resistance as you breathe all the way out, emptying out all of your lungs, and then slowly commanding. Because when we command our breath, we're commanding our energy. When we command our energy, it's also through our attention. What are we putting our attention on? If we are so wrapped up and so nervous about what is happening in our environment, in society, in the world, on things that we have no power over, we have no control over it, but yet that happens to be the topic of conversation.
Yeah.
And not only, on TV or media or on the internet. It's in our space. It's with our community. It's with our friends. And before you know it, we're just spinning out of control, and the body feels it.
And talking about, and I'll throw politics under the bus right away because it's so polarizing, and everybody just wants to argue without doing any reading or research, right? You either love Trump, you hate Trump, maybe you're somewhere in the middle, and that seems to be, almost people's whole personality.
Absolutely.
And I don't think they
and
have.
If you don't like one group, you're a bad person.
Well,
or if you don't like the other group, you're still a bad person.
Well, my solution is unpopular too, which is I think we should just deport all of Congress and start over with term limits, because that pisses off both sides. Right? But I don't have a direct line to the White House to tell Donald, say, hey, listen, man, you got to get rid of all of Congress and start over because they're all corrupt. So,
well, good luck with that, honey.
It's not going to
happen.
And having themselves vote term limits against themselves seems highly unlikely.
Right.
So, the way I deal with it, and I used to do this when Biden and Trump were running, I used to tell people, look, I'm voting for Joe Jorgensen. I don't care about politics. I think they're all crooks. And that got me out of the conversation, and I could focus on what was important. I don't know if that was the right way to sidestep the conversation or not.
Probably not, because...
most people had no idea who Joe Jorgensen
was.
That's
the whole point.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was he on the ballot?
She.
Oh, she. See?
Yes.
I have no
J.O. Jorgensen. So she was the libertarian or independent or whatever they call the fake third party that doesn't really exist because politics is a scam. But anyway, so, I've got, and my dad and I have talked about this extensively, I've got the plan of, look, I can't control any of that. I don't have a direct line to Congress to tell them, hey, you're screwing everything up. So, I like to focus on my family, my close friends, running and growing my business, and then trying to play as much golf and pickleball and going swimming with my kids as I possibly can.
I love it.
So that's my technique.
Well, something, and that's perfect. Because you're right, you can't control what is happening outside of your sphere. And honestly, there is no such thing as control anyhow. Okay? Because if there was such thing as control, everybody would be perfect. Everything would be going perfect.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing. The only thing that controls you is your head. That's the only thing. And what lives up in the head? Ego, fear, denial, and these little things I call gremlins. And gremlins are like the core issues, the deep inside issues of not worthy, not deserving, not good enough, I'm damaged, I'm unlovable, nothing I do is as good, I'm always making mistakes. Those are those core issues.
So what's one or two things that we, our audience, whoever's listening to this, could do today, tomorrow? And so, is it manifestation? Is it prayer? Is it affirmations? What do you recommend to get out of that negative head and into a positive head?
First of all, breathe.
Okay.
Okay, and we kind of went through that, but I will repeat it so that you can get a really good idea and embed it into your everyday routine. Start your morning like that, okay? So it's breathing, doing the belly breathing, coming all the way down. For singers, it's the diaphragm breathing. So it's breathing through your nose, all the way, filling up those lungs, and then releasing it, piercing your lips, and making sure you go all the way down until it's totally empty.
Extra oxygen. Just the extra oxygen has to be a huge benefit.
You're bringing down life force, okay? Because we would not be on this planet if you couldn't breathe.
Okay.
And you know how many people really aren't on this planet because they're not breathing?
80%?
Yeah. The ones that get stuck up in their head and so worried about politics and so worried about, who said what and how it's, where we're not going, how we're going to get there. None of that makes any sense because you have no ability of controlling it, such as there is no such thing as control. The only thing that you have is your ability of being with you. And when you get stuck up in your head and you go spin thinking, and you're in fear, you're in denial of what people are saying about you, or even when the ego takes over. The most important thing is to breathe and come down and say, okay, quieting the mind, and then coming from your awareness, from your spirit, right? Is spirit all worried and upset and scared about what's going on in the world right now? No, it's just one with you. And it guides us, it watches us, it allows us to open the doors that are necessary for our own soul's evolution. And that's why we're here, to evolve our soul. How do we do that? Not by getting stuck in what's going on in the outside that we have no control over. As a matter of fact, I've got this wonderful analogy. And the analogy is, how many times do we walk up to the mirror and we don't like what we see? So then we pick up the comb and we try to comb the mirror to make the change. It's all an inside job. I don't care how many combs or brushes you pick up, but if it's always on that mirror, nothing's going to happen. The only thing that you have absolute total command over is yourself, and how you allow yourself to step in and feel the growth that you're having, to allow the love, the unconditional love, because that's really what we're all looking for. And it's the only energy that exists in this world is love. It's when we detach from that love and that the ego steps in, or fear steps in, and that's when we end up spiraling down.
So, you talk about spiraling down. How important to all of that is being in nature and getting sunlight and eating as good a diet as you possibly can, let's say, because, I did the carnivore diet, I've done keto, I've lost 40 pounds over the last year and a half, and I feel 10 years younger, which got to make it easier on my brain.
And your body.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a good point. Be in nature, especially at this time. Because when you are, let's just say that you're next to a tree. Is a tree scared about what's going to happen tomorrow or the day after or the day after? No. Your breathing will allow you to be present in the moment. When you're present in the moment, are there any worries? Are there any problems? Like right now. Are there any problems right now?
I mean, there's always some problems.
But there's nothing right here between you and I.
Right.
Yeah, that's my point.
Right, we're not getting in a fist fight anytime soon.
Oh, I don't think so. And I hugged you later, or before. I hugged you again.
We went water skiing over the weekend. I love playing golf. I'm outside playing pickleball if it's not raining.
Yes.
And all of that has come to the perfect storm for me. But I see a lot of people really, and I get in my head too, and I get, reading on Facebook, everybody complaining, and it's like, why am I scrolling when I shouldn't? I shouldn't be doing
that's
this.
A fabulous question. Why are you?
It's an addiction, right?
It's what's called a soft addiction.
Yeah.
Yes. And we always want to be in the know.
Yeah, I don't want to know anything anymore. It hurt my brain.
Well, it not only hurts your brain, but it hurts your body. It hurts your heart. When you climb into that negativity, there's no growth in negativity.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps you stuck. And it keeps you, does it feel good?
No.
No, not at all. So it's the ability of identifying, coming from your awareness, and identifying, what is it that I'm doing to myself?
Mm-hmm.
Why would I do that to myself? And that's where self-love steps in. If I really loved myself, would I do that? But I've got another one. I got a better one for you.
Okay.
Do you have a best friend?
Of course.
Okay. Who is that?
Ed Colo.
Okay.
Uncle Ed, my kids call him.
Yeah, I love it. But how about if you're your best friend?
Okay.
How would that be different than in your life if you created a best friend with you?
They would hold me accountable.
Okay.
And make sure I'm disciplined and doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
How about loved? How about supported?
Okay.
How about guided? How about protected? Yeah.
So I need an imaginary friend,
No.
like I was in elementary school.
You need you.
I need
honey.
myself as my
Yes.
imaginary friend.
You need you.
Okay.
And that's what I do. I talk to my clients as to who's your best friend. Some have them, some don't. It's all good, right? But I want you to be your best friend. What would you say to you? What would you say to you if you're sitting there scrolling on Facebook getting all riled up?
Put your phone down and go do push-ups.
Okay. You're going to follow that?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Problem solved, everybody. There it is. And that's a wrap. No, I'm kidding.
Well, that's one of the ways. But yes, being in nature is another way. Also doing things that bring you joy.
Mhm.
You know? And there's a difference between joy and happiness, by the way.
Okay.
Okay? Happiness depends on people, places, and things. So they embed into your memory. Joy is an empowerment where you can pick up that feeling of happiness, but it's internal, so it's joy. And you can tap into that anytime you want. Because we do everything based on a feeling. We don't do it based on a thought. We use our thoughts to get to a feeling.
Okay.
Okay? So the feeling, it's either that it feels really good and you want to do more, or it feels like shift. And you don't want to do any more of that, right? But the thing is that we get stuck in that negative shift and we don't know how to get out of it. Because it's addictive. It will pull us.
Yeah.
It feeds you, right? But what is it feeding you? Would you allow your best friend to be fed by that negativity?
Definitely not.
No, not at all. Why would you? You would love that friend. That best friend has been with you all your life.
Mm-hmm.
And it has always shown you the way, the next step, the clear path, brought the right people into your life. Always.
What about kids that are getting bombarded with screen time? What's your answer for that?
What are they looking for? What is it that is not being given within the home?
Okay.
Okay? Are they getting the attention that they need? Are the parents open to communication and respecting and honoring what those kids are having to say?
Okay.
You know, are they being listened to? Or do they need to always go outside of themselves for somebody else to approve of them, to accept them? And sometimes that's what we all run into.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we bend or we come out of our authentic self to be something else that somebody else wants for us so that we fit in. What I have learned is when you are a leader, when you have allowed yourself to really connect with your heart, that it really does not matter if you fit in or not, because most of the time, if you're worried about fitting in, you shouldn't. Because there's nothing there for you other than, misery loves company.
Mm-hmm.
Where can we all sit there and whine and complain about how bad we have it? Sometimes I wish I was a kid again. Sometimes. I love my age though.
Okay.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're the most positive person I know. You're smiling every time I see you. If I get down, I call you, and I'm like, I know she's going to be in a great mood, and that's contagious.
Good, excellent, because I am joyous.
Yeah.
Because I'm so passionate about having people truly understand how incredibly beautiful they are, how magnificent and how powerful they are.
How did you discover this passion, and how long ago did you dive really deep into the life and energy and breathing and all the things you're talking about?
Wow, that's a good question. Well, I was technically a high school dropout.
Okay, congratulations.
Well, thank you. Yes, well, I was being sexually harassed at school.
That was time to go.
Yes,
Okay.
and I only had 6 months, so I said, nobody's ever going to know.
All right.
I don't really need this. And it wasn't until my oldest daughter found out that I never graduated. And I think I was about 37 years old at that point, and she was devastated. She could not believe that her mother, her idol, who she looked up to, had not finished high school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that started a whole slew of growth for me, because I ended up going back to school at the age of 38.
Okay.
Never stopped. Like, I did 3 semesters, 3 classes each semester. I did summer school, I went back and did more, growing and more classes. I did what's called Jan term, because usually on January for some colleges, they shut down, but you can take additional classes. I take Jan term. I do 3 more classes. So I did not stop. I started at 38 and I went straight through until I was 42 with my master's in social work.
Okay.
Had a psych minor, and that started my path. There was something inside of me, though, that I knew there was something greater, and that's what was awakening within me. And I knew that it was spiritual. I knew that there was some connection that took me to understanding that there was so much more of this world that we don't see.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of describe it like, can you see the air that you're breathing right now?
No.
So how do you know that you don't have an angel that's watching over you?
I mean, I technically don't.
Technically. However, you've watched them. You've watched the miracles come in and out of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You've watched how your path has changed with different doors that have opened. I mean, this role that you're in and this job that
Mm-hmm.
you so love, how long did it take you to find it?
41 years.
Thank you. Exactly. And the position hadn't opened yet.
There was no position.
No, exactly. And here you are, though.
Right.
And you are living your best life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a matter of serendipity for me on that one because, God put us in the same room together and then we just had to figure it out from there. That's how I looked at it.
Yeah. Well, God and angels, they will
Yeah.
work together, babe,
Yeah.
It's the universe. And the universe is always conspiring for our highest and best. Always. There's never any doubt whatsoever.
How important is having a positive attitude versus a negative attitude? Talk about that.
Okay, well, that's part of being stuck again in the negativity. There's no growth there.
Yeah.
You just wallow in your own shift, as I said.
Correct.
and you can't see the light. And you can't see the light because you never allowed it to really come in. And when you begin to open up, you need healing, and the healing happens when, unfortunately, you hit a crisis.
Okay.
And when you hit a crisis, you what's the first thing that you say?
Oh, crap.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Now what do I do? Now where do I go? Oh my God. And that's the first crack in that negativity.
Mm-hmm.
The very first one. And then the next one is, okay, now what do I do? How do I open up? Where do I go? How do I manage? And that's when all of a sudden you're now asking God, the universe, the angels, I need help.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it in. And that's mainly quite often where I step in.
Okay.
To help them then understand. I have another technique that I teach, and it's called dissolving and releasing. Or DNR.
Do not resuscitate.
Yeah.
For the nurses out there like my wife. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, yes. But it is a technique where you feel in the body. The tangible negativity lives in your body. The stress, the tightness in the gut, right? The heaviness in the shoulders, wherever it lives. And what I do is that I go in and I want you to feel it. Because you cannot heal it if you can't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're living up in your head, you are not feeling. You are numb.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming back down into the body, again with the breath, but then feeling what's going on inside the body. And then the technique that I teach is how to send your energy into that space. And we have got so much energy in our hands. It's crazy. I mean, you can play with energy. And you just have you ever done that?
No.
Well, go ahead.
What are we doing here?
Now, put all your attention in between your hands.
Okay.
Do you feel a little bit of resistance coming back and forth?
Yeah.
That's your energy field, honey.
Okay.
And when you're breathing also, you can send more energy into your hands. And they begin to tingle.
Oh, yeah.
Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
Okay.
That's another reason why you want to come down into your body and to be able to feel. then you take that energy. It's pure essence energy. There's no agenda, there's no judgment. And you just lay it on wherever that particular contraction, I call it an energetic contraction, wherever that tightness is, and then you breathe into it. And then you relax. You relax into you relax your shoulders, you relax your forehead, and you're just being, because you're a human being, you're not a human doing. You are a human being. So what you're doing right now is sending your own neutral energy right into that contraction. And your own neutral energy is called your own unconditional love. Because there's no agenda, there's no judgment, there's just the pure essence of love that's coming directly from you.
So I got another one for you. So how, men and women are different. Our brains work differently. The way we process information, our bodies work differently.
This works for everybody.
How is your experience? Like, how do you have to tailor your approach to your male clients versus your female clients?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, what I'm so excited about is like 85-90% of my clients are men.
Are men, okay.
Yes, and they're men because they're finally opening up to their own emotions, their feelings. They want to heal. They know that there's a greater part of themselves that they have never even experienced. And they're so excited. They want to feel that energy. They also want the insight as to how to make their life more successful. So, I work with a lot of salespeople, salesmen, and for them to understand, first of all, how to release these negative beliefs that they hold on, because your beliefs have a vibrational frequency to them. Right?
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, and you can literally feel the comment, I can't. And when you feel that, the shoulders, they collapse, your gut starts tightening, because all of a sudden it feels as if you are powerless. And that powerlessness lives right there in your solar plexus, right? Now, if you go to the other side, I can. How does that feel?
A lot better.
Oh my God, it's so expanded. Yes, absolutely. So our beliefs have a vibrational frequency to them. And if we're holding on to negative beliefs, we are going to stay stuck in there. But you can feel them in the body. Our body is a battery, okay? And we create and attract from that battery because we're all energy, you know that, right? Everything's energy. So when we have a belief of I can't, that's going to go out into the energy grid, and boy, I'm going to tell you, guess what you're going to create?
Bad energy.
Yeah, and more I can't, and more powerlessness. Now, when you shift, when you release, dissolve and release, DNR, right? When you dissolve and release that, you release the emotional charge that you have on it. Because the emotional charge is what keeps you stuck in that space. So when you release that emotional charge, all of a sudden you feel lighter. You feel more as if you have more possibilities. You get an increased energy level, because that lower frequency is no longer holding you hostage. And you can then start feeling lighter, more youthful, stronger, and ready to take on the world. And that's what it's all about. And the more that you can do that, and the more you release that negative energy or the negative beliefs that you hold about yourself, the more you can do that. Oh, and the negative energies you hold about everybody else too. Okay? And the feel that you always have to be involved in the negative conversation. That conversation starts in your head, right? So if your best friend is in there and you're having this negative conversation with your best friend, does it feel good? No. So it's coming from awareness. And that's the bottom line, is how you have thoughts, you're not your thoughts. All right? Who's listening to those thoughts? Your higher power. Your I am. That's what's listening to those thoughts. You have emotions. You're not your emotions. Okay? We have feelings. We want to energize that battery. So when I work with my clients, I have them accessing and accelerating that battery through their breath, through the releasing of negative energy, and then we shift it to not affirmations. Affirmations is a head job. Okay? I am wealthy, I am wealthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy.
Okay.
Am I wealthy? No. No, because then we have this mental mob scene. And that head's going to say, you're not wealthy. Who in the world are you kidding, right? Oh, no, I am wealthy. No, you're not.
Then there's a cage match going on.
Oh, man, you know it.
Okay.
So, intentions. Intentions means that you're present in this moment, that you are feeling, and that you create the intention as to what it is that you want. All right? A great example is, do you create your reality?
Yes.
Okay. Everything?
I mean, maybe not everything.
Oh,
but
okay.
You can only control you.
Well, and you're not even controlling you.
Fair enough.
Okay.
No, and we'll take you out of here on this today because it is a golf podcast.
Oh yes.
And
well, golf is good for this too, because what happens up in your head when you're standing there in front and you're holding on to that shaft, right? And you're getting ready to move, and what is happening in the head?
The more you think, the worse you do.
Absolutely. So when you can get present and become one with that golf club and talk to it. When was the last time you talked to your golf club?
It's more often than you'd think.
No, the good stuff, honey. The good stuff. And just say, okay, I'm one with you. Come on, we can do this.
Well, my friends think that I sleep with my putter, so I can neither.
What does your wife say about that?
I can neither confirm nor deny any of the accusations. You know, I'm pleading the fifth on this one. But,
oh gosh.
no, well, maybe when she's out of town.
No,
anyway.
You're funny. You're cute.
No, but I feel like golf has taught me so much about keeping a positive attitude, because stuff happens, right?
Yeah.
The tree doesn't always spit the ball back into the fairway perfectly. Sometimes it hits the other hits the other tree and it goes in the water, right?
Yeah. And luckily enough, I have to have somebody with me, because I'm like, where did that ball go? I didn't see it. Where'd it go?
Well, that means it went straight usually. You were watching the club hit the ball. So if you didn't know where it went probably went straight. That's what happens for me and most of the people I play golf with.
What I teach can be applied to each and every segment of your life. There is no place where this would not be appropriate. Every single aspect of your life, because it's all relationship. Everything is a relationship. How you relate to others, how you relate to yourself, how you relate to the inside of your body, how do you relate with your thoughts, how do you relate with the golf?
So let's end on this then. How do we hire you? How do we find you and hire you? Because I know that everybody wants to be better, and this is one way to do it. So how do we hire you, Lorena?
Thank you. Well, you can get a hold of me on my website, which is www.ishiftyourenergy.com. You can send me an email. That's la@ishiftyourenergy.com. You can call me. I know this is crazy. 407-340-0301. Call and leave a message.
Okay.
Text me. I will be more than happy to help you in any way that I possibly can.
And you can do it in your office. You can do it virtually. You can do both.
I can do it yes, because I'm international. I have clients in Italy and London, in California, New York. Yeah.
Well, Lorena, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you again so much for taking the time to come up here.
It is my pleasure, by all means.
And
thank you for allowing me to share this.
You're welcome back anytime. And
what are you doing next week?
Apparently having another podcast with you. So, but if you need Lorena's services, you can reach out to her. She just gave you all the details. We'll put the link in there. Leave us a comment, leave us a question, and we'll see you next week on the On Par podcast. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.